Welcome, my dear, amazing, wonderful friend. Today we'll be looking at some New World lore. The backgrounds are mostly where the lore was found, and the location of the recording will be shown in the lore right. If the lore is found elsewhere, it'll be noted. With that being said, let's jump in. Daybreak to Decrepit, Page 1. Dawn and Daybreak, found in Daybreak Burrow. Dear Min, the herb fields are flourishing. We have carved a little slice of paradise out for ourselves here in Daybreak Burrow. We have relative peace. Though, truth be told, the pirates to the south do accost us on occasion if we venture too close to their territory. Recent news of the infestation and fall of the Keller farmstead to the north is heartbreaking. But we are strong here. We have armed defenders willing to fall again and again to defend what we have built and now call home. Signed, Zia. Daybreak to Decrepit, Page 2. Daybreak Falls, found in Daybreak Burrow. Dear Min, the defenders have fallen. After so many deaths, we have lost our once proud town guards to chittering madness or desertion. The withered horde from Keller farmstead was too strong. First in a manageable trickle of shambling flesh, but now flowing like a heavy stream of rot and decay. This place has become overrun, and little remains of the herb fields. We have no choice but to join the walled settlement to the west. Our hopes of a free and prosperous burrow outside of such confines have been utterly dashed. Signed, Zia. Fall of Keller, Page 2. He's different with me. Found in Keller farmstead. That gruff, tired-looking man who guards the watchtower is different with me. He has seen so much death, so many adventurers wash upon his shores, only to lose their minds and lives to fighting off drowned. Battle-worn as he is, Reese always has a smile for me. I find myself longing to see that smile, longing to remove his helmet and see his face in its full scarred glory. I dream of a day when I can walk the settlement together with him, arm in arm, so that everyone might see, even mother and father. For now, though, we exchange coded notes so that none can read what we wish to say to one another. Signed, Jennifer Keller. Treasure of Arcturus, Page 1. Death Log, found in Arcturus. Death 7, cornered on the staircase leading to the second floor. Death 8, barely got in the door this time before I was swarmed from all angles by ancients. Death 9, reached the top floor. The Arcturian Piercer and allies proved too strong. I died but meters away from the treasure. The treasure is so close I can taste it. How cruel, how unfair of these lingering skeletons to guard something they can no longer use. I am making attempt number 10 tonight, and I am sure I, Kensington, will be victorious. Pirates Plunder, Page 1. Captain's Log 24, found in River-worn Grotto. We are 30 days at sea, tossed by gale winds and rumbling waves. The crew are tossed from their bunks when trying to sleep, and some have taken to tying themselves down for their resting shifts. The closer we come to that strange landmass, the more violent the ocean becomes. So we have tried our best to sail around it. The navigator is perplexed. There is no known island here on any maps. Signed, Captain Yennefer. Pirates Plunder, Page 2. Captain's Log 31. Found in River-worn Grotto. Pirates. Bloody pirates. We were boarded while I was abed last night, and several of my men were slaughtered in the taking of the ship. Their bodies were tossed unceremoniously overboard, and even more than that, some living who defied the invaders were also thrown to the sea. I am cooperating for now, keeping my cabin's log in a secret place. I can only hope some pages survive, as it seems the pirates are intent to make landfall on the island we were trying our best to avoid. I believe it to be a suicide mission from their captain, Master Henry as he's called, is sure this island holds riches unimaginable. For the sake of my crew, I hope these pirates get what they want, and then promptly let us go. Even life on a deserted island is better than being a prisoner at sea. Signed, Captain Yennefer. Paulies, Follies, page 1. Madwoman, found in Stone-Tooth Terrace. Elizabeth Pauly is a complete and total madwoman. She provides me with no weapon, no protection against the undead tide she sends me through to get to the fen. And then she damn near bites my head off when I return haggard and empty-handed, as if her tavern supplies are worth dying for. These pirates are a menace, but so is she. I quit. Signed, Tapton. Heron's Field Notes, page 1. Guardians' attacks found in Lupus. Formidable in battle, the guardians of the ancient ruins of Aeternum are not to be trifled with. I have lost many a life to them in my research. Still, I have begun to notice some patterns in their fighting, allowing me to escape when the time is right. The ancient guardians wielding clubs rear back before they try to smash your skull in, a rather painful way to die, and I am able to predict their movements with some veracity in watching how they charge me. My head is still ringing from my last death, the ghost of the crack in my skull throbbing idly as a reminder of my still having a long way to go in combat skills. Page 2. Half-formed, found in Norma. Some of the bodies of the ancient guardians are only half preserved, cursing them to an eternity of crawling on their bellies to reach their next destination. I made the mistake of underestimating these crawling torsos and was met with a swift death from the way they have adapted to jump up and claw down their enemies. I refuse to give up on my research simply because of the forceful resistance I am being met with. But those crawlers haunt my nightmares in ways their standing brethren do not. I feel a chill down my spine writing about them even now. Page 3. Guardians' Weapons, found in Hercules. The weapons the ancient guardians carry are of a rudimentary level of craftsmanship. Occasionally they can be found with steel armaments, but most often it is a low-grade iron with which they fashion their weapons. They seem to lack the capacity for ranged weapons beyond a few commanders carrying javelins for throwing, and are a people who live and die by the sword or mace. Their bony hands can also deal a great amount of damage when raked across the skin, so even unarmed guardians should be considered dangerous. Page 4. Guardians' Resolve, found in Ursa. The guardians attack all humans who dare trespass upon the ruins of the ancients, while animals are free to come and go. Anything that stands on two legs is met with immediate and brutal hostility. Without eyes, how do they see what they are attacking? Some of their attacks are sloppy and seemingly blind, so perhaps they rely on the other senses in combat. How they stand and fight without muscles in the first place is still a mystery. Page 5. Reaching towards the heavens, found in Lacerta. These lookout towers reach up towards the heavens, perplexing the common observer as to how they were erected in the first place. Was scaffolding used? If so, there are no remnants of it, and no external support beams to keep the towers up. To me, they seem to have grown directly from the ground, like proud stone evergreens, stacked high enough to touch the clouds. Trappings of Death, page 1. Gourds for sale, found in Olcott family farm. We've instructed the little ones in the ways of the trading post, and they seem to be taking to it swimmingly. They, with the protection of the older ones, take their goods to market while we sow the fields. All of Everfall now knows of the Olcott family gourds and their quality. Our life here is so much more prosperous than we could have ever imagined when we took the risk to leave the old world behind. Yes, there is danger abound here, but if one simply sticks to the roads and a steady routine, even a family as big and peaceful as ours can survive and flourish. Signed, Sawyer Olcott. Page 2. A red glow in the woods, found in Olcott family farm. I can hardly sleep tonight after Father pointed it out. A red glow in the woods, ever so faint among the tops of the trees. I thought it mad at first, for who would climb the trees but a hunter setting up a blind? It dawned on me that this red entity could indeed be a hunter, and that we are the ones being hunted. I feel crimson eyes on me now. I won't take the little ones to market tomorrow. I won't even leave that house. Something or someone is coming, and we must be prepared. Signed, Jemison Olcott. Macia Fears, page 1. Beware the Bear, found in Everfall settlement. Paulies said it would help me if I wrote down some of my fears. It'd take away their power, she said, so here goes. Bears. Massive teeth, massive claws, and a roar to wake the dead. I'm terrified of bears and know that they roam Bear Claw Pass to the east of here, hence its nomenclature. I've heard fearsome lynxes roam the area as well. Oh, bother, I don't think this is helping. Corrupted Mining Operations, page 1. Icarus Spread, found in Ebon Rock Cavern. The Icarus slow spread of red down by Brightwood and Great Cleave has not been given proper attention by Everfall settlement authorities. Macia's too scared to look. Clark is too busy with bloody paperwork. Lee is off doing whatever Lee does. Petrowski is the only one who listens. Signed, A.K. Life on the Fallow Hill, page 1. Prosperity, found in Fallow Hill Farm. Today is a dark day at Fallow Hill Farm. Farmer Paulson succumbed to the withering, leaving the once proud man naught but a chittering, gibbering mess. We mourn him, but we must also now be wary of him and others who, in their repeated deaths to the corrupted and elements, may follow him. Could this signal the end to our prosperity? I pray to Providence that no more of us turn, and that this farm stays productive for the Everfall and Monarch's Bluff settlements that rely upon our crops. Syndicate Strength, page 1. Creeping Red Tide, found in Bradbury Fields. I have spotted them from a distance. A creeping red tide of corruption miasma. They encroach upon the nearby Bradbury Fields after the Bradbury family abandoned their homestead, filling the vacuum of power left by their departure. This does not bode well for the Everfall settlement to have corruption so far south, so close to our homes and workstations. I will keep my agents close to the farm and observe how the corrupted move, making sure they at least do not cross the fields to civilization. Signed, Alchemist Olivia. Ruby's Fishing Tips and Tricks, page 1. Old World Fishing, Aeternum Specialties. Some might ask, what is the difference between fishing in the Old World and Aeternum? Well, first of all, the fish are more abundant here in Aeternum for the island's regenerative properties. 2 to more than 20 fishers can be in the same spot and still find gainful fishing. Secondly, the fish here have an incredible amount of biodiversity. Fish found in salt waters around the world can be found here, and the same applies to freshwater fish. Finally, fishing in Aeternum is different because it's just more exciting. Setting up a cast and hearing the bushes behind you rustle with the movement of an animal. The adrenaline rush is unmatched on this dangerous island. This will make a good introduction for my fishing book. Everfall's Wreckage, page 2. Huang's Hammer Roster, found in Huang's Hammer. Captain Huang, First Mate Hua, Chief Technical Officer Jia, Second Mate Zahan, Navigator Yuma, Boatswain Jun, Rigger Waha, Surgeon Hua, Engineer Shiren, Gunner Ah, Gunner Jiangxin, Quartermaster Meng, Cook Chin, Messman Feng. Page 3. Hammer's Manifest, found in Huang's Hammer. 20 crates of non-perishables, 15 muskets, 200 units of shot, 25 longswords, gold bars for possible bartering, and 1 milk goat. Page 4. Huang's Log, found in Huang's Hammer. Day 27 at sea. Yuma has steered us in the wrong direction once again. Land has been spotted in the distance, but it is not marked on any map we have. That, or we are more hopelessly lost than ever. The storm approaches to the west, and supplies are running low. Everfall's Legacies, page 1. Traitorous Allure, found on the road into Everfall. General Crassus, I am writing to you to report of our dismal failure in the territory known as Everfall. As promised, there are ruins here that retain some of the ancients' power. How we might harness it, however, I haven't a clue, and I don't think we'll be acquiring that knowledge anytime soon. Unfortunately, the bountiful nature of this land seems to have seduced Legacies Macia to the extent that she has abandoned our cause and turned utterly provincial. For years, she justified our ongoing partnership with the residents of the settlement here, but it's become clear to me that she is simply making excuses for us to remain here indefinitely. Believe it or not, the people here have even elected her to be constable of the settlement, an appointment I regret to say she eagerly accepted. I have stuck around a few months, uncertain of whether it is my duty to see her punished for dereliction of duties. Even if I were so inclined, however, the locals here would thwart any attempt I made to do so. Rather, I am sending this report to inform you of the situation, and I will instead journey west in the hopes of joining up with Legatus Fulvius before he goes to Reekwater. I trust that either you or the gods themselves will see to it that Macia is cursed for her betrayal. Signed, Legionnaire Carolus. Page 2. Constable Macia's Journal, found at the constable's desk in Everfall. September 23rd? The moment I set foot in Everfall, I knew I had found paradise. How could I ever return to the infernal brimstone desert knowing this is here? I decided then and there that I'd be abandoning the Legion. I just had to wait for Legionnaire Careless to give up on me, which finally came to pass, thank the gods. My affection for the autumn colors hasn't waned to this day, but I do feel like I've become stuck somehow. Like the season itself, I'm in transition, waiting for a winter that will never come. Furthermore, I've started noticing a change in the people here, a hollowness about the eyes. Yesterday, I went out and they all looked like puppets from some traveling mummer's show. Then the weight of the sky started to bear down on me like a crushing misery. I just ran back into the town hall, and frankly, I'm now scared to leave. I know Legionnaire Careless would say I was cursed for betraying the Legion. I don't know if it's that or some further stroke of ill luck, but I won't be leaving town hall anytime soon if I can help it. I just hope the town doesn't turn against me. The Danger of Bounty, page 1. What the Corn Says, a Bushel of Whispers. Macia, have you ever held a conch to your ear so you can hear the ocean? Have you ever held a bushel of Everfall-grown corn to your ear? The principle is much the same, but all the more disturbing are the results. Whispers, barely perceptible at first, seem to emanate from the kernels. A scratchy voice tells tales in tongues, with the occasional recognizable word slipping through. I heard your name, Macia, and I knew I had to write to you at once. Please, come see me soon. Signed, Clark. The Danger of Bounty, page 3. The Everfall Banquet. Food for all? Partake in the Everfall Banquet, dear friend, but be cautious when doing so. Not every settlement is so lucky as to have piles of food lying about for any hungry adventurer to snatch from a table. Partake in the Everfall Banquet, but be warned, the more you eat, the less you taste. The denizens of Everfall Hamlet must choose between hunger pangs or a crop of bountiful food that soon turns to naught but ash in your mouth. Things were not always this way, but in Eternum nothing is guaranteed. On the night of the Blue Flames, the Azoth released made for immense crop growth, with its eventual tastelessness like a punishment for meddling with the shattered obelisk. The obelisk can never be repaired, not by human hands, so Everfall must live with its cursed bounty. Beware. Signed, the Everfall Leadership. Night of the Blue Flames, page 1. William Heron's account. Heron's research into the shattered obelisk. That obelisk wasn't always shattered, or so the people who arrived in Aeternum before me report. The ancient guardians once slumbered, naught but piles of bones on the old stone floors of their monuments. It was the explosion of the obelisk that awoke these old warriors, igniting blue flames around the island that cannot be extinguished by water or any natural means. Was there some sort of timer device? Did someone interfere where they should not have? Further research is required. Signed, W.H. Page 3. Clark's account. Skeletons walk again. It brings me an odd peace to walk the ancient ruins of Eternum. At least, it did before the night of the Blue Flames. That's what the citizens have been calling last night. The awakening of the skeletons that now guard the ancient ruins. Blue flames went up all over the island, I hear, from the magistrate of Weaver's Fen, who sent a runner this morning to report on the phenomenon. My suspicion is that whatever happened to the obelisk triggered a mass survival event for the bones we all ignored in our exploring. No longer will the coffers of the ancients stand unguarded, free for looting. We must warn everyone. There's no telling what else the Azoth explosion did to the land around us. We must remain vigilant now, more than ever. Signed, Clark. All of the content I've read today is copyright Amazon Games and were all found in Everfall territory during the open beta. All the scenes in this video were recorded in-game. Are you excited for New World launching on September 28th? What's your favorite piece of lore you found or heard me read aloud today? Personally, I love how they wrote dying and respawning into the lore, and I'm really enjoying the themes of human hubris and folly, and all the sweet and heartbreaking notes. Oh, I'm really enjoying it. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, click the like button. If I get enough positive feedback on this video, I'll do another video or two from the other pieces of lore I've picked up in other locations. I've also recorded footage from other locations that aren't in this video. This is an incomplete package of notes. There's still more to find in Everfall than this. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have an incredible day, my dear, amazing, wonderful friend.
It's delicious.